Hey guys, Galaxy Studios here, back with one of the team rebuildings I'm most excited about, Gym Leader Ryme. The main reason why I'm excited, apart from Ryme being one of my favorite gym leaders of this generation, is that I get team build for a double battle. Ryme's double battle gym challenge gives me an opportunity to try out some really wild strategies that aren't possible in single battles, which I can't wait to show off. But first, I'd like to mention that I'd remove the crowd boost if I had a chance. I can understand the intent, but in my opinion, it ruins the difficulty of the only major double battle in the game. I'd still keep the cutscenes of the crowd cheering, especially the excellent final cutscene, but I'd remove the boost they give. I'd also add voice acting, but that's not a problem specific to Ryme and much trickier problem to fix. With that said, let's get to remaking Ryme's team 10 times. I'm obviously keeping Toxel and Grieve for Ryme's first team. Toxel, being a baby Pokemon, doesn't have the best move pool, but I can at least give it 2 attacking moves in Nuzzle and Acid. Grieve, on the other hand, gets both Bite and Headbutt by the level cap. For Ryme's third team member, I went with a Paldean native that I tried to find a place for on Brassius' team but couldn't, Bramblin. It did have a pretty limited move pool, but I was able to give it 2 stab moves and Astonish and Bullet Seed by the cap. Pretty solid start in my opinion. As a second gym leader, Ryme's team members all get a third move. I went with Infestation for Bramblin because I had literally no other option, Dig for Grievard, and Belch for Toxel. Belch was the best option possible because otherwise Toxel has nothing that actually does meaningful damage. For the first time in any of these team rebuildings, the player will actually be punished for triggering the Ace's Oranberry. With that said, Toxel's moveset won't change until it evolves. It really gets nothing else. On the other hand, Bramblin's and Grievard's moveset will both change for Ryme's third team. Those moveset changes will be them both getting Shadow Sneak. It's really the best I could do at this level. Toxel also upgrades to a Citrus Berry, meaning it'll hopefully get some more time to spam Belch. I promise these movesets will get more logical as we keep going. As the fourth gym leader, Ryme's team gets literally no moveset changes. At all. The most frustrating part of this process is dealing with the early game learn set of these Pokemon, especially Toxel. Thankfully, that's about to end. By Ryme's level cap as the fifth gym leader, Toxel finally evolves into low-key Toxtricity. In addition to that, its moveset is completely changed to Discharge, Hex, Sludge Bomb, and Hyper Voice. I finally have something I can work with. As for the rest of the team, we start with a new member and permanent lead along with Bramblin, Drifloon. I'm giving Drifloon Aftermath for now, and the Hex Will-O-Wisp combo, along with Air Cutter and Icy Wind. I upgraded Bramblin's Grass move from Bullet Seed to Seed Bomb and rounded out its moveset with Protect, for a reason you'll see soon. Finally, Grievard evolves into Houndstone and learns Last Respects, which, for now, is only 100 base power since Houndstone will always come out third. I also round its moveset off with Crunch for now, though this will be removed as soon as possible. And I mean as soon as possible, since it's not in Houndstone's moveset for Ryme's 6th gym team. Instead, Houndstone gets some important coverage into dark types with Play Rough. As well, Drifloon evolves into Drifblim and learns Tailwind, an important move for 2 reasons. First, it provides speed control. Second, it powers up the newly evolved Bramblegast with its Wind Rider ability. Finally, Toxtricity's Ghost move has been upgraded from Hex to Terrablast, which, as a reminder, I'm allowing myself access to as soon as a player gets the Terrablast TMs from Gita after the 5th gym. Terrablast is usually better than Hex, so it's what Toxtricity is going to have as the strongest Ghost-type move. As the 7th gym leader, there's a few changes to go over. Drifblim replaces Hex and Will-O-Wisp with Dual Stab and Shadow Ball and Air Slash. Bramblegast finally gets rid of Infestation for Pain Split, hopefully allowing it some longevity. Houndstone upgrades from Dig to Stomping Tantrum. Finally, Toxtricity loses Discharge for the Punk Rock boosted and non-ally targeting signature move, Overdrive. The team's starting to take shape. For Ryme's final gym team, it was almost time for me to go all out. Drifblim's moveset is unchanged, but it didn't need to be. Bramblegast finally learns Power Whip, replacing Seed Bomb in the process. The new addition to the team, Mimikyu, enters the field with the standard Smogon moveset of Play Rough, Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, and Swords Dance. I know Smogon singles doesn't equal doubles, but with Disguise, I don't think Mimikyu needs Protect to function in this setting, especially with such a good typing. Second to last is Houndstone, who's dropped Headbutt in favor of Protect, just so it can resist attempts players may make to focus it down. And if players focus it on the other side, they might have to deal with the 250 base power Last Respects. Not the most foolproof strategy, I know, but it would definitely be unpredictable. And that's the nightmare for anyone going up against Pokemon AI. Finally, I felt fine giving Toxtricity Boom Burst 1 level before it naturally learns it, because not having it use Boom Burst, which literally can't hit its allies due to them all being Ghost-type, would be a mistake. I'm pretty proud of this team, but we're not done yet. For the rematch team, I'm unveiling a not-so-hidden secret tech to make Houndstone as threatening as possible. Enjoy. Although none of the returning Pokemon's movesets are changed, I'll still go over everyone's role. Driftbloom and Bramblegast are the leads, with the goal to click Protect turn 1 instead of Tailwind, getting speed control and powering up Bramblegast's Power Whips. Driftbloom can be pretty annoying outside of Tailwind with Icy Wind and Air Slash to slow down and flinch opponents. Mimikyu is a Swords Dance Sweeper with Disguise and 3 immunities plus Priority and Shadow Sneak. Toxtricity is built to do as much damage as quickly as possible with 2 spread moves along with Poison and Ghost Stab, and Houndstone has Last Respects and Sandrush. The latter is particularly important since I'm making the final team member be Palisand. The main reason why is because it's the only fully evolved ghost type besides Goldengo that learns Sandstorm, and I'm not giving just anyone Goldengo. Along with setting up Sand to make Houndstone even more of a threat, Palisand can actually stick around for a while and do some pretty good damage on the special side. But really, it's Houndstone's enabler. Importantly, per Gen 5 Switch and AI rules, Houndstone will never come out third. I made sure of this, and this means that Last Respects will have a minimum of 150 base power when Houndstone comes out, so be ready to deal with that. Now that's the team without any EVs. But for the sake of argument, what if it's time to give the MC of RIP max EVs, competitive items, and optimal natures? Side note, the MC of RIP has to be my favorite epithet for any gym leader ever. Here we go. For Driftbloom, I changed its ability to unburden and gave it the weakness policy. With every EV possible put into its bulk, this will hopefully discourage players from hitting it with a super effective attack on the first turn. I gave Bramblegast the Focus Sash and maxed out its offensive EVs. Now it'll have at least 2 turns to spam Power Whips. Mimikyu gets the Life Orb and max investment in speed and attack. It's the standard set on Smogon, and I feel it'll work well here. I debated on giving Palisand leftovers, but I went with Smooth Rock since it already has recovery and Shore Up. I also maxed out Palisand's special bulk to, pun intended, shore up its relative weakness to special attacks. I had a lot of trouble deciding what item to give Houndstone, but I ultimately settled on Clear Amulet so Last Respects couldn't be kept in check with Intimidate. I also maxed its speed and attack EVs. Finally, I gave Toxtricity the Throat Spray item, the obvious choice, and maxed out its HP and special attack EVs. And that's the final team. To close this video off, I'm going to accept a challenge that I received from Ryme. To a rap battle. Come a Galaxy, Ryme, and you're not so tough, your foundation isn't nearly strong enough. I'm gonna dig right through faster than a Houndstone and break the back of your ghostly throne. I'm not trying to mimic you, I'm good by myself, so put that puppet right back on your shelf. There's a question to one it's barely a choice, cause Ryme, you didn't even have a hyper voice. Subscribe if you think I won. Bye!